Hello, lots working. There we go. Now can you hear me? There we go. So I was just saying, let me repeat that. As I sit, I have an unusual situation because I'm using new software to stream. I have a whole new setup that I'm still trying to perfect, but wanted to come on tonight to say hello to everybody. But then also, I realize that mic's peaking just a little bit. We'll turn that down a little bit. So you have a lot more control now. This is really awesome. We talked about radios a few episodes ago, and invaluable right now. I've got one tuned to Sonoma County Sheriff, and I've got one tuned to Sonoma County Fire. I also mentioned that I keep a cheat sheet, so at some point if I want to, I can switch over to CAL FIRE, but since it's getting dark out, CAL FIRE is going to be landing soon, so I'm not going to be monitoring their air traffic. Oh, see, I got another nixle going on here. Thanks for letting me know the chat works, Darren, because now I don't have to open it, but forgive me as I check the nixle, because mandatory evacuation order due to fire 13.4. Gotta check the map. So anyway, I'm trying to monitor things from these radios, which is kind of cool. The sheriff is mostly at this point talking about their location. Whatever. It's not talking about Windsor. They're talking about mostly residents that are evacuating or ones that are not evacuating. And what I find kind of interesting is that they're actually broadcasting their name and address over the scanner. So I didn't write them down, but several points. I heard several people, their full name and their address is refusing to leave. Okay, that's your choice. No, I'm not going there. That's not why I'm here. The other one is listening to the fire department, so I get a lot of the calls on the way home from visiting Overland family man who lives here in town. The scanner was saying that fire was confirmed. They were spotted flames in Monte Rio. So when I got home, I took the drone back up. I'll show you some pictures here in a little bit. And now we have two fires to the east. I realized to you that's actually pointing west. Sorry. To our west, we have two fires, and to our east, we have what's now called the Hennessy Complex Fire. It was three small fires that have now joined together to become a complex fire, just like we had 2 years ago in Mendocino Complex Fire. We had several fires there joined into one big force, and that's how we got it. Unfortunately, it burned from partially Whole Mountain and then up and over Snow Mountain and all the way through that valley of the game refuge. Took out a whole bunch of Howe Springs, Indian Valley Reservoir. I mean, it just devastated so much land. And then we also have one burning really far in the Bay Area on Mount Diablo. All of I don't know about the ones to the west, but I know the ones to the east and the one on Mount Diablo were started by lightning allegedly. We actually had what seemed like an East Coast storm not long ago. I think it was Sunday morning at like 3:30, 4 a.m. I was sitting out in the driveway, and it was like living on the East Coast. It was super humid, super hot. It was like 75 degrees in the middle of like 3, 4 a.m. But the lightning was crazy in all the different directions, and little fingers coming off. I don't know. I know there's a word for that. Those little fingers. I think they're called ladders or something. Man, interesting. I had a whole show planned out. I was going to talk about the crap going on down in Big Sur. I did a ton of research and found some solutions for dispersed camping, not in Big Sur, but nearby. Wanted to cover all of that. Yeah, the Hennessy fires. Yeah, it's the Hennessy Complex Fire now. All three have merged, according to CAL FIRE like 3.5 hours ago. It's now the Lightning Hennessy Complex Fire or something like that. Anyway, long story. So again, sorry about the lighting. All of my gear is packed in my truck. All the cameras except for this webcam, this computer, are in the truck, ready to go. I'm still debating on if I'm going to load my tools or not, because right now the smoke is headed south. About an hour and a half ago, it was headed direct. Well, the one from Lake Sonoma area, the smoke was headed over us. So it looked kind of ominous. The sky was turning orange. The ground was turning orange. It was really, really creepy. Up here in Willits, what? Today you had earthquakes? Wow. Is this just like falling apart or what? I mean, this is going to be quite the year, huh? Everybody, it's like we got the pandemic or whatever, and then all this political stuff going on, and then it's like these fires break out. It's like, I mean, it's to be expected around here. That electrical storm, that was not to be expected whatsoever. Awesome though. I was lucky. We were lucky enough to have rain come through after our electrical storm, so if we did have a fire ignite, it got wiped out right away. But there were other portions of the greater Bay Area, I'll say greater, like generously, they got dry lighting. So that's what we've got going on. No, it's not dragging chains or somebody who had a flat tire and the rim was sparking on the ground, which has been some of our other fires. So Johnson, sorry I didn't call you back. I was live streaming a flight to check out what was going on. The flight was actually good to know because I had noticed that the wind had shifted to the south. So it looks like the fire is currently blowing to the south. The information I have is that it's the one to the west is mostly a grass fire, but not an imminent threat to us. It's the rumor I hear is that the fire over Napa is a bigger threat because the wind is, if we have an offshore breeze where it comes from that direction, the fire that wide would just wipe us out. So really? Wow. So California's just done. That's it. We're over. Like, I should just stop making videos about dispersed camping. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to stop. Actually, I have a whole bunch. We didn't technically make it to the crash site. Actually, we didn't make it anywhere near the crash site. But we spent the rest of the day exploring a bunch of end roads and found some really cool dispersed campsites, which I'll be doing a video of each one with the coordinates. See, if you want to go there, you'll be able to go there. Trying to go back this weekend, maybe next, do the plane wreck. But from what the research I did today and combining that with what I discovered when I was out there, no, it's not going to tilt anymore. The research I did out there, it looks like it's not going to be a 2-3 mile hike. It's going to be a 5 to 7 mile hike. That's a long way. Johnson, it's like you know me or something. Man, I really had this all like, I've been working on this OBS for like a day and a half solid. I don't know if you guys saw the intro, but it's actually got like the bars because we now have goals. Before the end of the year, we want to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we really want to make $4,000 in income from Patreon. With that said, we can start buying more cameras, doing more outings, and providing a lot more pins. If you want to become a patron, just type in Dylan Panko on Patreon. Another thing to announce, I think I said it last time, but I'll say it again. We started a Facebook group called Bluebeard Adventures. You'll never guess why I chose Bluebeard. Never. So if you, the last trip I just went on, I posted a bunch of pictures from some of those campsites and a really long description of where I went. On Patreon, it'll be more in depth, and you'll get to see the videos before I launch them on YouTube. Also, we put outtakes on there that we don't put on YouTube because I mean I gotta maintain the too cool for school, like Johnson said. First thumbs up, right on. Thanks. Hey, you know those thumbs up do mean a lot. Comments like you guys are doing here, that brings me up in my search standings, and that's fantastic. This week I discovered via vidIQ. We are the #1 creator for the Mendocino National Forest on YouTube. So we've created a couple of videos. Lots of cool stuff. But again, Patreon's where I'm going to be posting the pins and the outtakes, some of the more silly stuff. Sorry I missed this. That's okay. That's not an Excel. Forgive me. I try not to check my phone when I'm alone on here, but with the state of things going on. But yeah, again, I've been holding on to these all day. They have not left my side. I just like to be in the know. Praying you're safe from the fires. I used to live SoCal, but now I'm in Delaware. Really? Delaware? Hey, how's it going? Just got a flat up on the M Road yesterday, or Sunday. That was always fun. You know, I was out once with a friend in Indian Valley when it was, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like 10% of the lake was full. I mean, it was pretty much dry. We used to take our trucks and dirt bikes down in there at night and go drive around like the salt flats. Awesome. I almost miss it being gone. More than having the water there. But a friend of mine and I were driving along following some dirt bikes and he wasn't paying enough attention. Struck 2 manzanita stumps, popped 2 tires, 1 spare. We still managed to get him home, but it wasn't much fun. Flat tire. Yeah, no, not much fun, but I hope you had a spare, right? They're like Band-Aids. You hope you never need them. Right on. So thanks for joining from Delaware. Comments again, they're huge. They do bring up the search standings, and that brings me higher or gets me closer to my 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. End of year, I still got to come up with 685. We can do that, right? 685. That's not that much. Like, look at Peter McKinnon. He's got 4.5 million. I'm only asking for 1,000. I'm not too greedy, right? Anyway, so the plan tonight was to do a big thing about Big Sur and what's going on. because I see a lot of questions, comments going around the internet, and I thought I'd clarify some of that. And then at some point, if he's watching, Overland Family Man's going to come on, and that lucky SOB got video on his drone of a huge bear. Man, I got to teach you how to fly into the trees though, so you can follow that thing into the trees. I mean, not chase it and like clip its butt, because then you're harassing animals. That's no good. But I mean, just fly above him, and dude, that footage would be epic. So yeah, I don't know. So right now, I wasn't planning on staying too long. I told the wife I'd make it quick because I don't really have the setup, and we're kind of got other things on our mind than this. But yeah, we're currently safe. Again, we got. I discovered we have 2 fires to the west, and then we have the giant complex fire to the east, and then way down in the South Bay we have the. I don't know what it's called, but there's a fire near Mount Diablo. So that's 3 different directions. But the 2 threats are my east and west. So as long as the wind doesn't shift. Again, we're golden here. I don't think that's going to be so good for a lot of people out in where the one to our east is burning. Man, there's not a lot of roads, and there's not a lot to stop that fire. Oh, dude, really? Seriously? I would greatly appreciate anything people will do. And the microphone wasn't working in the beginning of this, but when I end the live stream, I can edit that out. So that first little bit where I'm just, just bullshitting over with Mike. But thank you, Darren, for letting me know it wasn't working. No, yeah, I'll trim that out. Not look quite so bad because I really like the intro. I was really stoked. It's got some. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's got some drone footage. It's got a song that plays, a countdown timer, like live stream starting, and then it also sends you all a notification 3 minutes before I go live. So I'm not going live with no one watching for the first few minutes. We get people right on or watching right away, which is great. You're moving to Montana. Well, I'm supposed to move to North Carolina at some point. Montana, though, that would be definitely a contender on my list next to Idaho. What's the one next to Washington? I think it's Idaho. It's Coeur d'Alene. Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff up in there. I've been to Coeur d'Alene. This is about the extent of my Idaho visits, but what I see, read, and the friends that live there, oh, that looks fantastic. Make sure to know where the important papers are. Oh, I've already got my birth certificate, passport for myself, the wife, the kid. He doesn't have a passport. The stack of critical documents, they're in the truck with the laptop, ready to go. The only question at this point is the tools. Is it tools or camping gear? Do I take the box trailer or do I take the tiny house? Because the tiny house, so here's the deal with that. We've got a tiny house we're selling right now. We could stay in that if we got evacuated. It doesn't have tanks, but it's still an insulated space that looks really pretty that we can tow with the truck. When we get back, we could sell it. Or we could take the tool trailer, and at that rate, we have a place we can sleep also, but I can take all my tools and all of my camping gear. I can't do that in the tiny house, so I'd be risking losing that if I took the box trailer. So it's like, which one do I do? So right now, that is my biggest concern, is do I take my tools and camping gear, or do I take the tiny house that I can stay in more comfortably while we're evacuated, if we're evacuated, and then sell it when we get back? So it's like, well, the tools could earn me money if they burn, I'd have the tiny house to make money right now, bird in the hand. But if the tiny house burned, I'd still have the tools, so I could still have 2 in the bush. Because in theory, I could get some work with all tools, right? What do you do, Darren? Hey, I'd be curious. Can I come out tomorrow and do a time lapse of the Hennessy fire from your driveway with my drone? Would your dad let me do that? Because you guys have a sweet view, and I could get authorization to fly there, and with the smoke changing directions and intensity, I think that'd make an awesome hyperlapse or time lapse. If you'd find out, I'd be grateful. You lost Charles Jr. SoCal. Which fire did you lose it in? Is it the one burning now down in SoCal? Because I hear that one's not good either. If you do got a small metal box, it's also fireproof when closed. I do have a small, well, it's actually a large metal box with pretty thick metal. That's where we keep our handguns and whatnot to keep them safe from the kid, but it's heavy. And to be honest, I ain't too worried. If I have to evacuate, I'm throwing the guns in the truck. They'll have a lock on them, but I may not be 100% compliant, but I don't care. Like, if I have to leave in the middle of the night, I'm not going to give a shit if the thing's locked or not. I'm going to make sure it's loaded, but I'm not worrying about a gun lock. I'm sorry. So yeah, yeah. Oh man, my plans just got all blown up. But I have been live streaming flights on Facebook. So if you guys are on Facebook, I don't know if those are public, but I'll make them public if they're not. If you want to see drone flights, the last one I did was like 15 minutes, kind of just slowly changing the yaw, zooming in and out, and trying to give perspective of like how far the fire is from me. I got authorization from air traffic control to fly the first one 350 feet around 4:30, and then around 6:30 I couldn't get. I only got 200, so they lowered the flight ceiling in the last little bit. And I did check, no TFRs. I'll make sure it would be fine. I'm reading Darren's comment. And then I'm almost Austin Creek smoke plume earlier. Way back in 2002. Where'd you move to in 2002? I'm trying to keep track of this stuff. So you were in SoCal, DK, and then you moved in 2002. Do I understand that right? Darren, let me know. I'd like to use the drone though. I'd like to send it up and let it sit there for half an hour. Just let it get some good footage. I've never done a time lapse of smoke, and I think that's a massive fire. I think that'd be epic footage. I mean, not necessarily epic in a good way, but forgive me, as I'm not a wordsmith, so I'm just talking here because again, my whole plan. I'm not even dressed. I didn't do my makeup. I have this is just a Hue light bulb. My regular light that's a true photography light is packed in the truck because it's $500 and I don't want that to go up in smoke. So again, I'm not freaking out. Just last year we had the Kincaid fire. The day before we actually had to evacuate, we started moving stuff out anyway. We had loaded the trailer and full of tools and camping gear and took it to my mom's in Petaluma, and then came back home and stayed for a little while. And then when we actually got evacuated, which was the next day, we took the tiny house with us that time. And so we actually had both cars, tiny house and the tool trailer. Darren, so what time's good? I'm flexible all day tomorrow with what's going on. I've just been working around the house anyway. From SoCal in 2002. Oh, so you're in Delaware now. Sweet. So you don't have any like the tornadoes or huge winds I've been hearing about on like, what was it, Michigan or something, or Idaho, or Iowa got ripped up by a bunch of winds, and then, man, it's all kinds of craziness going on, huh? Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. This is definitely the right channel for a gangbang. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, sorry I don't have a gangbang planned out for tonight because I had a whole other plan, but that got all thrown away when I had to pack everything up. So again, I'm currently okay. There's no issues, but I am on the advisory, I guess it is, and that's why I've got these. I got one, let's see, sheriff, and then fire department. So I can sometimes hear things before Nixel says them. The last evacuation, I heard them, the sheriff's department announced, the dispatch announced it to all the deputies right at the same time my phone got it. So if we lose cell coverage, if our cell phone towers go down, I've still got this as a backup plan. And if need be, I've got the more sensitive antennas, and now I've got the GMRS license. I can keep this on full now, which is only 8 watts, and I can communicate with whoever I need, and I've got another one. So, again, these are, I'm getting tired of using the analogy. I need to think of a new one. Is a spare tire. You hope you never need them, but when you do, even for camping, like these are fantastic because they're 8 watts. But being able to listen to the scanner if the cell phone towers go down, that's pretty darn handy. And I've got all the frequencies for CAL FIRE, the air to ground, the different Sonoma County, Lake County, all the different fire departments. They're all written down on a cheat sheet in the truck. So if I need to change real quick to a different frequency and listen to like Cloverdale PD, I can pick it up from my driveway. I've got some catching up to do here. Let's see here. Whenever it's good for you, sunrise, might be good for the footage goes. Might be good because the sun's coming through. I'll text you in the morning if you get it, great. But I don't know how early I'm going to be up because I don't know how late I'm going to be up. If this keeps growing and we keep getting the alarm going off, then I'm staying up for a while because I don't want to wake up to that high-low siren. That would be not a good way to wake up. I don't know how many of you woken up to a high-low siren from the police department, but it's really, really eerie. Really eerie. It happened last year during the Kincaid fire. They were driving up and down the streets real slow doing the high-low siren. Let's see here. Well, this is awkward. I do love the color of the goatee. Thank you. So do the ladies. That's one of the reasons I do it. First of all, it's because, as you can see, it would be salt and pepper anyway. Secondarily, I love to see a pretty girl smile. When I tell them that, they always smile. I'll take it. I've gotten more smiles from ladies walking down the aisle since I started this, which has now been 8 years, by the way. Facebook just reminded me. It gets a lot of attention, and when if I have to call a store back up and say, hey, I got the wrong thing, or what do I get, and my name's Dylan, I was in there earlier, they're like, who? Hey, I'm the guy with the blue chin who was in there earlier about that part. Oh yeah, I remember. Always. So the goatee works for me, man, totally. Here, bad weather goes around us in PA and New Jersey. So I'm supposed to move to North Carolina at some point. I should have already moved by now, but because of COVID, we're still here. We're here. We're going to reassess in December what's going on. Delaware River outside of Wilmington. Good hiking here. Awesome. You got any dispersed camping? Because that is actually the premise of this channel, is dispersed camping in the Mendocino National Forest. Well, pretty much anything in regards to the Mendocino National Forest and Indian Valley Reservoir, but primarily Mendocino National Forest. I'm not opposed to talking about other places, though. If you got something to say, then throw it up. Let's chat. Sound like a day. Yeah, the high-low alert. It's just sends chills down your spine, man. Oh, hey, you guys want to see some pictures? Let's see if this works. So if I go, I thought I had that set up. I'm gonna click these buttons, and I'm not gonna lose you, but things might look weird for a second. Yeah. So here. All right, so you should be able to see pictures now of the, actually, I can test that. I go here, and I can look my own video up on here and see it myself. There we go, and see what I'm actually seeing. Oh, there's a delay. Okay, so anyway, if you can see this, I'm waiting to see, oh, it looks like it's gonna work. How do I get to the next photograph? No. So that's looking east. Towards the Napa Fire. How do I get to the next photograph? I guess I just load it. I thought there'd be like a next button on this. I guess not. So anyway, that was around 3 o'clock, looking east. Yeah, that's working. Perfect. Beautiful pic there. Okay, so yeah, we're about to see some more here, but I have to do it this way because my computer's being weird. Here you go. So this is looking west. This would be the fire burning up near Lake-Sonoma. I took these with the Mavic 2 zoom, so the image quality is a little low. We could have used the Pro, but it doesn't have. I like the optical zoom. I could zoom in and zoom out without any issue. Hey Dylan, what's going on, Dirt Bike Rider? We're just looking at photographs of that I took earlier from the drone. Let's see if there's. Which one was this one? So I think this is looking towards Napa, the Hennessy Complex fire. It looks like there's 2 of them to me, but according to the alert, they're a complex fire, which means they've merged. Yeah, it's not pretty. It got worse too. Last I heard, there was ash coming down to Santa Rosa and Cotati. Those are the 2 reports that were trustworthy to me. This was coming directly over my house at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's when I started to get kind of nervous, when the smoke was coming like straight over the house, like, uh-oh, it's headed this way. But I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. I hope you can. Along the bottom of this photograph, these are all vineyards, and they're really, really wide. And there's also the Russian River in through here. So it would have to cross all of this greenery, because you know they irrigate this stuff, and they'd have to cross the river to get to my house over here. I mean, it's, you know, they're in line, but look, I got this huge buffer going on. That looks huge on the screen. I'm watching it through my phone here so that I can see, because again, I was going to try and test this earlier, but I didn't have time. But that looks like it's zoomed out to be the wrong perspective. Please let me know in the comments what you're seeing, because I'm still learning. This is my first time live streaming from OBS. It was just set up today. I'm like, oh, I'll just give it a try right now. You guys are my guinea pigs. From what I understand, the Hennessy fire, lightning. The one to my west, I was told, and I'll make that very clear, told that was also lightning, and it had been smoldering for a few days, but then today started to take off. Okay, so that perspective is still too far. I'm trying to figure out how to like show these where you get to see a bigger perspective without it cropping the bottom of the photograph out. How do we do this? Again, you guys are my guinea pigs tonight. Okay, well, let's move on to the next photograph. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here, these were kind of cool. And then let's zoom it in just a little bit. How far can I go? 9%. Let me know, please. Let me know how this works on the looks on your end. Again, this is not my permanent solution. I do have the solution to do a slideshow. I just haven't had. I didn't have time to set it up today. And running around after this, getting fuel for the truck and packing stuff. You can see the whole picture now. Okay, so 9% is good. You can see the sun looking all creepy coming through the clouds, and you can see the clouds in the background. I think that's mostly it for the ones that I was like, oh, those are kind of cool. That I copied off the drone like 2 minutes before this went live. Oops, that's too far. You guys won't be able to see that one. Again, these are all looking almost, let's see, almost due west, but not quite, maybe a little bit north, at about 4 o'clock. So you can see actually the difference between these photographs. The smoke is shifting. I think earlier, yeah, so here, the smoke is coming over the house. Let's see, make that a little bit bigger. I think it was 9. Doop. There. And then if you look later in the evening at about 7, maybe, it's starting to shift more north. Let's see here, make it a little bigger. There we go. I didn't see it appear twice in the chat bar. And I'd be curious which fire they're on. The big one being the Hennessy Complex fire. Black soot here on east of Windsor. You found soot there? You sure that's not left over from Darren from the Kincaid fire? You were really close on that one, man. Real close. Yeah, unfortunately, the only video I have is the live streams on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, again, as soon as we're done here, I'll make them public so you can check them out on there if you want to see some aerial footage, video. Yeah, whatever. You think it's good? I mean, there's fires all over the place. Just thanks for being out there working on the fires. That's all I got, like, all I'm happy about. That looks like it's still not quite showing up on the screen. Again, guinea pigs, I'm using you guys, sorry. No, I don't want full screen. I'm watching this live stream, but there's quite a lag between what I'm doing and what I'm seeing on YouTube here. That's quite something. Okay. Yeah, I did that like 10 seconds ago. Okay. Huh. Alright. So it's cutting off part of my screen. Thanks for putting up with me. I really appreciate it. Some trial and error, some learning. Alright, well I thought that would scoot over, but I didn't see it move at all. At any rate, so I got one more favor to ask of y'all, other than to hit the subscribe, the like, and all those good things, because I really appreciate those. How do I get back to, let's see, I gotta change my, there we go, back to this one, and yeah, don't forget you like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. This isn't active, it's just a graphic that unfortunately, the tip jar is not active. It's going to be at some point, but it's not now. Yeah, sure. Dude, that thing was like, I'm like, Darren, that was what, a half mile from you? I think that, super close, but no, dude, I think that that's a relative term. In my opinion, that's close. Okay, so I have one more favor to ask you guys. I'm gonna hit the outro button, and it should shift from me to playing another different drone shot with some other music and a couple other graphics. If someone would please comment that if it worked, did you see anything and did music play? I would be grateful. Yeah, I agree with Nicole here. Was a hotshot crew last thing texted me 12 hours ago. They were trapped and work. Oh, that's no good. I'm sorry to read that. Which fire are they on? So I guess we'll wait a moment. Curiosity's got this cat. Which fire are they on? Because it seems like the complex or the complex fire over to my east. Let's see, the Hennessy fire. That seems like it's the big threat right now. I can't look at you while I'm looking at the chat. Yeah. So please don't forget, and these are really inexpensive radios. Let's see if we can pick up any traffic before I go. I got 2 of them for $100 with the extra. See, there you go. There's some sort of hazardous condition going on there. I think this one's the Sonoma County Fire. It's 154310, and I think the sheriff is 453.400. I've got both going.
181 reports of a tree down blocking the roadway. Rossi Road at Keontae Road. Rossi Road at Keontae Road. Geyserville. Control 2.
Anyway, so you're able to $100. I got extra batteries, the longer antennas. And these things work for scanners for CAL FIRE, for police departments, fire departments, all the first responders, air traffic, all kinds of stuff. And these work when your cell phone towers go down. So when this is a brick that doesn't do me any good anymore, I can still use this to talk and communicate because it's a pretty strong radio, but also it's a receiver for, I can't broadcast legally on these stations, but I can listen legally. There's nothing wrong with that. So I just turn the power all the way down in case I bump the mic and call it good. More comments. I honestly don't know. They've moved around so much this week, I can't even keep it. I know there's so many fires going on. I had no idea. Today was the first day I looked at a fire map. They just got switched to another fire. They were supposed to get picked up by the helicopter, but they couldn't get in or get them. Yeah, that's no good. We left when it was a mile away, and it paused probably between quarter and half a mile. As far, I don't know containment. Last I checked, CAL FIRE. So I use CAL FIRE on Facebook to get my updates. Close that. And earlier they hadn't posted an update of the containment and area burned. Highway 162 near Willows. Oh yeah, I was looking at that fire earlier. I think my friend Brian's on that one. He said he was really busy, and it's on Highway 162, right near that neck of the woods, the eastern side of Meadow Forest. Salt Fire, Hills Fire, Jones Fire, Creek Fire. Which one's the Creek Fire? Oh, 162. Potter Valley, there's a fire. 26 acres, 5%. Lake Fire. Oh yeah. Let's see. Hugh. Lake House in Los Angeles. Oh, so my brother just texted me. I think are you watching still? I can see the glow of the fire from my place. He's over in Napa. We're just looking at the CAL FIRE for updates. So, so the Hennessy fire, Potter fires, Hollister fire. They're everywhere. Butte Lightning Complex fire. Where's that one? Butte County. Oh, okay, that's way up north. LNU Lightning Complex fire is the Hennessy fire last I checked. No. Lightning Complex evacuation update. That says Sonoma County. I don't see a current burn count and containment for the Hennessy fire or for, let's see, the Fort Ross fire is over there. And what's the other name? Starts with an A. It's like Anderson Creek or something fire. Anderson something. So anyway, yeah, we've got fires all over the state. I mean, you can see it as people write in the chat here. And if you look on any map you look at, 200,000 acres burned in California this year already. I mean, that's a lot, but it's not near it was the Mendocino complex fire with 800 and something thousand acres. That was 2 years ago. And I think that same year we had the fire up in Redding. I went up there in my truck to go help out. I forget what that one was.
Visible flames seen in the area of Annapolis Road between Soda Springs and the Quarry. Annapolis Road between Soda Springs and the Quarry. Control 2, 2042.
Doesn't get any more instant than that, right? Like, it's not possible. I don't know which. That's the fire department. I've had the sheriff kind of on mute. It gets kind of a bit much when you're listening to both. But the fire department, that's some good information. And again, I mean, these are.
Medic 774.
It's a medic. These are invaluable and not expensive. I got this same set, this set for like $20 more than the set I bought from Walmart. And the ones from Walmart, you can't use the scanners. Like, I get the weather reports on here if I want to. Again, this is cheap insurance. They don't cost much and they fit in your pocket. Like, take it with you. So I've done I did a live stream on these with a licensed ham operator, and we spent almost like 2 hours talking about radios, radios. And then I have one about just a video edit that I did when I was sitting in camp talking about them. And within the description of those both, I have all the frequencies spelled out. All my local fire departments and police departments, all the way up to Mendocino and down to southern Sonoma County. I've got CAL FIRE, I've got CAL FIRE air to ground, the Mendocino National Forest frequencies, all the NOAA frequencies, so I can get the weather when I'm up in the mountains. They're all on a cheat sheet, and all those frequencies are in the description. Oh, also the GMRS frequencies. So like if someone says, "Oh, I've got a radio, but it does like numbers like 16, 17," I know what that means with the 6-digit frequency. I can type it in, all on a cheat sheet in the center console of the truck, ready to go. I got these on Amazon. For I think after shipping or whatever, because I'm not a Prime member, it was like $120. Here, I've got the box right here. Let's see, does it have a part number or something on here? No, there does not appear to be it. But again, that's it. If you want to spend a few more bucks and get a slightly better radio, check out the Belfang. It's looks just like this, but it's got a lot more accessories. It's kind of like a Jeep. If you want it, they've probably got it. They got all kinds of crazy antennas, huge batteries that last forever. Like, the Belfangs are definitely better radios, but they're a little more money. But these, I think, were 100, 120. And I even got the like COP CB mic, the earbud with a click microphone, extra battery, a lanyard, the belt clip, I think something else. And so I got a set of each of those for each radio. So when we're flying the drone, I can use this one to talk, and I'll have to grab the radio when I'm holding the transmitter. I can just reach up and click, hello, to talk to my visual observer, because I need to have one when we're flying professionally. Let's burn a where'd you get into stupid fires? Yeah, right. Yeah, they are a pain in the ass. I don't know if you know that, but I'm in the middle of several of them. So there's 2 over to my west, and there's a complex which was 3 now to 1 to my east. So as long as the wind stays like it is, which is pretty much null, we're okay. We'll be all right. They'll beat this down. But if the wind, if the wind goes north or south, I'm okay. But there's a bunch of people that aren't okay. But if the wind shifts east or west at all, I'm likely in trouble. So at this point, I don't think I'm in trouble. Sorry, I'm kind of glued to this thing. Just peace of mind or whatever. So, okay, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to play this outro, and someone is going to comment after the live stream whether the audio worked and the video worked. That's all I want to know. So, thank you all for joining in. I hope to have a better setup and back to normal on Thursday. I'll be on regardless Thursday, but I hope to start covering better topics. Overland Family Man just did a really sweet trip that I'd like to go over, and I just did a really fun trip out on Mendocino National Forest, north of FH7, but west of M1 on the west of the Eel River. I've never been there. So we're going to cover all of that and more maybe Thursday, depends on how the fires go. In the meantime, please subscribe and somebody comment if this outro works. Cheers.